2018 was a great year for the Nintendo Switch, and 2019 is shaping up to be even better. With all of these games coming out and the Nintendo Direct giving us some new information, this is our look at the 17 big games coming out in 2019. I'm James Romero, and this is SwitchWatch. Let's jump in and take a look. Oh yeah, this is a game that I have been waiting for absolutely ages. It's Fire Emblem's Three Houses, not to be confused with the Fire Emblem's Koei Tecmo hack and slash adventure of last year. No, this is the full-fledged turn-based tactical RPG. It's the first one released on a home console since 2007's Radiant Dawn, and I can't wait to see how this one turns out. It looks stunning, and at the Nintendo Direct event this week, they've just announced that it's being launched on July the 26th. The Nintendo Switch certainly doesn't have a shortage of game, but there is one lacking area, and that is big open world violent games. There's no GTA, there's no Bully, so it's great to see Saints Row the Third coming to the Nintendo Switch this year. It's not the latest title in the series. There was a fourth released on other consoles. However, many people do prefer the third, and the version coming to the Switch is the full package, which basically includes all of the DLC. I can't wait to get into this one and cause some terror and mayhem. Doom came out at the end of 2017 and it was a brilliant port, so I'm very excited to see what Doom Eternal has in store for us. But the main question is, who is porting the game? Well, there's no need to panic. Yes, it's Panic Button back once again. We know they do a fantastic job. The gameplay that I've seen of this so far looks absolutely amazing. It's fast, it's frantic, it's gory, and the visuals look stunning. There's no official release date as yet, but Amazon's showing this one's coming out on the 20th of December. It could be a placeholder, but I do suspect it's likely not going to come out until towards the end of the year. If you want to get your Doom fix, then why not check out our review of the current version. There's a link up above and in the description down below. Team Sonic Racing is being developed by Sumo Digital, and that bodes very, very well. That team brought us Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, which was an excellent racer. What makes this one stand out is the fact that it's focused on cooperative gameplay. You're part of a team of racers and win races through efficiency rather than speed, which is quite ironic. We have online multiplayer and all the other expected modes available, and it's out on May the 21st, so not too long to wait before we can get racing. As a kid in 1999, I remember playing Crash Team Racing when it first came out, so I was really excited to hear that this one is getting redone from the ground up, much like the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, which I absolutely loved. Like that game, this is not being tinkered with too much. The visuals are being redone. We're getting things like online and stuff you would expect from a more modern game, but I've got high hopes for this one. It's such a simple game that should just be a real blast to play, very similar to Mario Kart, of course. It's slated for release on June the 21st, and I can't wait to go head-to-head against my fellow SwitchWatch guys. Well, if you've got anything important to do this year, then I suggest you do it now. That's because Animal Crossing is coming to the Nintendo Switch at some point. This is a game that you can sink absolutely hundreds of hours into in this simulation. We don't know too much past the teased launch video that we've already seen, other than to say that it's a main series title. One of my favourite games on the Switch so far is Stardew Valley, and I fully expect Animal Crossing to fill that similar sim void. We've had to wait a long time for Yoshi's Crafted World, and I did wonder at one point whether this would go the way of Metroid Prime 4. That is not the case though. It's being released this March, so we haven't got too long to wait for this quacky side-scrolling adventure. What makes this one quite unique is the fact that the camera can flip vertically, so you can go behind the game's environment in order to tackle puzzles. I love the way the world is built out of cardboard boxes and household-style items, and then naturally Yoshi's character is 3D and he looked gorgeous. Game Freak is the developer behind the Pokemon series, so when they announced a brand new RPG franchise dubbed Town for Now, I got very excited. The clip looks great. From what we've seen, it looks as though the game has some deep combat. Everything's set in one town where you have to enlist the help of villagers to take on waves of enemies. We don't know when the game is launching, other than it's launching in 2019. This team are certainly busy, as they're also working on the next mainline Pokemon series, also coming this year. And speaking of Game Freak, next up, yes, it's Pokemon, the game that has millions of people around the globe salivating for more information and footage. We haven't yet seen any gameplay. We had hopes that there would be something at the Nintendo Direct announcement, but there wasn't. We're hoping to see some more Pokemon news soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, some gameplay footage. What we do know is it's a main series title and it's coming out in 2019. There's no doubt in my mind that if there is further information on Pokemon, that is absolutely going to dominate our weekly Switch news roundup.
Nintendo Switch. Kupo.
Some of my favourite gaming moments definitely revolve around Final Fantasy. This series has produced so many great games and a couple of flops, but it's great to see more of them coming to the Nintendo Switch. I can't wait to get my hands on these ones. First up, it's Crystal Chronicles, and the game's been remastered to look better and most importantly introduce an online multiplayer mode. Anyone that played the game back on the GameCube will remember that multiplayer was, well, it was a huge faff. You had to get 4 Game Boy Advanced and network cables, and it was an absolute nightmare. So having this one available to play with your mate is brilliant. Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, is a mixed bag. A lot of people love it, many don't. But I actually never got to play this one, so I'm really looking forward to be able to pick this up, play it on the move. Going back a little bit further, we're also getting ports of 7 and 10X2, whilst 9 has just been released after the Nintendo Direct. Not quite the remake of Final Fantasy VII I would love to see. I wonder what's happened to that project. Does anyone know? Give us a comment down below. And also, what is your favourite Final Fantasy of all time? It's a tough one, I know.
And 10.2 HD Remaster are coming to Nintendo Switch in 2019.
Back to Nintendo, and it's time for Luigi to get his shine in the spotlight. Yes, it's Luigi's Mansion 3. Last time around, Luigi's Mansion 2 on the 3DS was one of the standout games on the platform. It was a brilliant masterpiece. Luigi's always stood out to me as the more likeable of the two brothers. He's much more human, he gets scared, and it's great to see that come to life in this game. The trailer looks awesome, and we can't wait to get our hands on this one. Capcom are continuing to be busy with porting their games over to the Nintendo Switch, and we have Resident Evil 0, and Resident Evil 4, presumably all the HD remaster versions, coming to the Nintendo Switch in 2019. Getting to play these creepy classics on the move is certainly going to be interesting. Now here's hoping that Capcom bring Resident Evil 2, the remake, onto the Nintendo Switch. Well, we can dream, can't we?
Thanks, James, making my first cameo here. One of the games that we got really excited about and caught our attention was Deamon X Machina, brand new IP, mech combat from the legendary Kenichiro Takuda, the man behind Armored Core, coming out this summer. And even better is there is a demo that you can play right now, and we can say after playing the demo we're even more excited about this one.
Mortal Kombat is just such a primal, fun, visceral experience. I was already excited about this one coming to the Nintendo Switch, and now having seen the official gameplay reveal, I'm just off the charts excited. Mortal Kombat's a game series with a lot of history. It went through a period of being an absolutely dominant force in the beat-em-up sector to becoming a little bit of a joke before recovering and coming back to prominence. Check out our Mortal Kombat history video if you want to take more of a look at that one whilst you're waiting for April the 23rd, which is the release date worldwide, except unfortunately for Europe, where the game has been delayed until May the 11th.
I'll pick your bones clean. Savagery is no match for skill.
It's been 10 years since we last saw a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game. The action RPG series is back and it's coming out on the Switch this year. Marvel's cast is of course so strong, and it's great to play as these awesome characters. In it, the good guys and the bad unite against Thanos and the Black Order. In the game, you control a team of 4, which lends itself perfectly well to online co-op. You can also play locally, and you have the ability to drop in and drop out. So far so good, this one's shaping up nicely. Back in 2015, Koji Igarashi, one of the Konami leads on many of the Castlevania games over the years, successfully funded Bloodstained Ritual of the Night as a spiritual successor to the later Castlevania games, and now the time is upon us. This one is being released this summer. We got to see a little bit more of the gameplay at the Nintendo Direct event this week, and it looks fantastic. Castlevania is one of my favourite all-time series, and if this one lives up to those hefty expectations, then we'll be in for a treat. I can just see myself going on holiday this summer somewhere sunny and playing on my Switch next to a pool. That will be a very happy summer for me indeed. The most exciting piece of information to come out of the Nintendo Direct event for me was the announcement of Astral Chain by Platinum Games. We knew the guys working on Bayonetta 3 had something else in the works, but we definitely didn't know it was coming out this year. The game is set in the near future, and you take control of a police officer of a newly formed unit, and you control a living weapon called a Legion. The trailer teases a plot where multi-dimension beasts have escaped, invading our world, and you're the last line of defense against them. So far, so good. I can't wait to see more about this game in the near future, but seeing as it's coming from Platinum Games and it's got the guys behind Devil May Cry involved as well, I have extremely high hopes. And there you have it, 17 fantastic games coming to the Nintendo Switch this year. But wait, there's more. There are a couple of games that I'm hoping will come out this year. We may see them, we may not, but one thing's for sure, I'm definitely excited about them. Bayonetta is a game that's well over the top. It's crazy. There's loads of things going on that can't possibly be believable, and yet it represents everything that's great about action games. The first game in the series was a bit of a surprise. No one was surprised when Part 2 came out and built on top of that, and so the hype and expectation this time around is super high. Bayonetta 3 is exclusively coming to the Nintendo Switch. The only problem is we don't know quite when. The developers have been quiet. We did hear an update towards the end of last year where they just gave us an assurance that everything's on track and the game's development is going well. But it could come out in 2019. We're very hopeful for that, but it could just as easily come out in 2020. Long before Pokemon was ever conceived, Atlus came out with Shin Megami Tensei. In this dark series, there are demons all over the place that you fight against and can recruit to your team. In the trailer we've seen, this is set once again in Tokyo and it looks gorgeous. However, it's only a very outside chance that this will come out in 2019 in my mind. There hasn't been any gameplay reveal as of yet, though the game has been in development for a long time. It was actually one of the first games announced on the Nintendo Switch, so fingers crossed for this one.
How's it going, everyone? It's Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch. I'm making a very small cameo appearance on this incredible list of games that James has already put together for you guys and girls. What initially started out as 17 games will probably now end up being around the 21 game mark. However, I'm sure that you're going to love these extra 2 games that James has asked me to put into the video for him. First one, of course, was Super Mario Maker 2, which was announced in the Nintendo Direct. If you ever played the original on the Wii U, you can, of course, create Super Mario courses of your dreams, and here you're going to have access to even more tools, items and features, including the new ability to create slopes for the very first time. Super Mario Maker 2 launches exclusively for the Nintendo Switch this June, and how could we leave without mentioning Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening? This is fantastic news. This was a game I played 25 years ago on the Game Boy. Imagine, it's been such a long time. The years do fly by. One of the most beloved games in the Legend of Zelda series returns to the Nintendo Switch in this modern reimagining. Players once again return to the mysterious island to guide Link on a perilous adventure. We cannot wait. This will come out later this year. What do you think about this announcement? And what is your favourite ever Legend of Zelda game? Would love to know in the comments section down below. Take care, guys. I'll let James get on with the rest of the video.
2019 is certainly shaping up to be a fantastic year for the Nintendo Switch, and I for one am excited. There's certainly going to be no shortage of places to put your money and buying games this year. With that in mind, next up is Jordan's video where he ranks all of the free Nintendo Switch games that are out on the console right now. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Really keen to see which of these games you're most looking forward to. Let me know down below. Thank you to all of our subscribers. We really appreciate you guys sticking with us, and if it's your first time here and you've enjoyed this video, then we'd love you to consider subscribing. I hope to see you on the next one. I'm James Zamero and this is SwitchWatch. Take care.